Very good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Yes. कमाल कमाल रन नहीं किए होंगे शायद. Okay, thank you all. So just wait for 2 or 3 minutes for others, and after that we will start our session. Okay. Okay. So in the last lecture, we discussed about the OpenSSL. Using OpenSSL, we can encrypt the all the communication inside the web browser, right? In the web browser, we are encrypting the communication, and in the web server, we are decrypting the communication. So basically, in the OpenSSL, in the last lecture, we discussed about the public key and the private key as well, right? Public key, it is known as the asymmetric key cryptography, and in the OpenSSL we are actually using this asymmetric key cryptography, and inside the asymmetric key cryptography we have so many other algorithms: RSA, RC4, MD5, and many more other. But we are using this RSA in our example because it is mostly used in the all of the SSL certifications, right? So first of all, in the Linux, we will check about this all the commands. After checking this command, नहीं, ऐसा कुछ रीजन नहीं है, आप कोई भी नेम डाल सकते हो यूजर नेम में। मैं पहले अपना खुद का नाम ही रखा था, फिर मैंने डिलीट करके नया VMware बनाया, तो उस टाइम फिर यूं ही काली डाल दिया, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। तो अलग अलग यूजर आईडी बनानी पड़ती है, फिर इक्वल यूजर पहले बनाना क्या वो रीयूज करते हैं, नहीं एवरी टाइम आपको बनाना पड़ेगा, न्यू न्यू ही बनाना पड़ेगा। अरे सर ओल्ड जैसे मैंने पहले यूज किया था वो डालना नहीं होगा, क्योंकि फ्रेश इंस्टॉलेशन हम कर रहे हैं, इसलिए नहीं होगा। इन केस आप मेरे डिवाइस से VM पूरा का पूरा ले रहे हो, ठीक है, पूरा उठा रहे हो यहाँ से, तो आप काली डालोगे तो चल जाएगा, ठीक है, क्योंकि मेरे सिस्टम में इसका नेम काली है। अगर आप फ्रेश इंस्टॉलेशन कर रहे हो, फ्रेश सेटअप ले रहे हो, और फ्रेश इंस्टॉलेशन में आप जो नेम दे रहे हो वही आपको यूज करना है, ठीक है। यहाँ पर देखिए सी ड्राइव के अंदर डॉक्यूमेंट्स, एंड इनसाइड दिस डॉक्यूमेंट वी हैव वन फोल्डर वर्चुअल मशीन्स, राइट। अगर मैं यहाँ से आपको ये पूरा मशीन दे रहा हूँ, इट मीन्स मैं आपको ये पूरा हैंड ओवर कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है। फिजिकल वर्ल्ड में मैं पूरा ये आपको हैंड ओवर कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन इन वर्चुअल में मैं आपको ए फोल्डर दे रहा हूँ, ठीक है। इसका साइज शायद 30 GB होगा अभी, क्योंकि इंस्टॉलेशन टाइम पे मैंने हार्ड डिस्क का साइज 30 GB रखा था। तो ये 30 GB का फोल्डर इनकेस मैं आपको दे रहा हूँ, तो मेरा जो भी डेटा है अब तक का काली के अंदर, वो सब कुछ आपको मिल जाएगा। आपको सिर्फ VMware में जाना है, इंपोर्ट करना है, और जैसे इंपोर्ट हो जाएगा आपको डालना है यूजर नेम काली, एंड पासवर्ड जो भी मैंने रखा है वो मैं आपको दे दूंगा, आपको डाल देना, दैट्स इट। पूरा का पूरा मेरा सिस्टम आपके पास आ जाएगा, ठीक है। So back to the topic about the openssl. So first of all, here we will check the version, right? So openssl, sorry, version dash a, right, and it will give me the version inside my system, as well as the last updated date and the time, right, on the 21st April 2020 it is updated, right. Now next thing, here we have to do two things, right. As we all know that in the asymmetric key cryptography, right, first one is the public key and second one is the private key. So as a user we have to develop both these things, we have to generate both these things. The public key will be generated from the private key. So first of all we have to generate the private key. As we have the private key, using this private key we will generate the public key, and we already know this thing that public key is available to all the parties, right, which are there in the communication. So first of all, this command, right, openssl GEN RSA means using RSA we are generating some key, dash out means we need one output file, right. This one is the parameter, the name of the file, right. I will use here x.key, so I have one file x.key. This one is the 2048 size of the key, 2048 bit, right. It is the highest size in the RSA currently, right. And after doing this thing we will find out what is the actual content inside the key. Here if we are finding out the content, then it is in the encoded form, we are not able to read what is this, right. So what we will do, we will convert it into the text, And after converting text, we again check the content. And next step, the final, is the creation or generation of the public key from the private key. Right. So let's start with the first private key. OpenSSL. Next, GEN, RSA, out, and x.key means the file name, and 2048. This one is the size. Right. Let's cross verify this thing. Yes. Okay. Commands are same, and press enter. Yeah. Now look at this. The E is 65537. Right. It is one parameter inside the RSA algorithm. Right. This parameter is a randomly generated prime number. This one is the randomly generated prime number. If you are performing the coding of the RSA, then you have to give this number on your own. Right. But currently we are in the Kali Linux, and Kali is assigning the randomly large prime number to our algorithm. So let's check we have this file or not in our system. Right. So just pressing ls means list, and the last file x.key. Right. I have the last file x.key. Now I want to check the content inside the x.key. Right. So here the command is cat, cat. This one is the parent command of ncat. We already discussed about the ncat, right? Ncat is only used for the network, and this one is used for the text related all the activities. So here I will write down cat x.key and enter. Right. I am not able to read this thing. If you are, then that's fine. Okay. Look at this. Beginning RSA private key and end of the RSA private key. But human brain is not able to analyze this thing. So what we will do, I will convert it into plain text. Right, here is the command openssl. The used algorithm is RSA. Next, the format of the file, I want this in the text. Right, so text. After that, I am giving the key file as an input. Right, so I will write down dot in, dash in, and after that, no out. Means I don't want the file in the output, but I want this all this content in the terminals only. Right, I don't want to create one more file. That's why here dash no out. If I want new file, then I have to remove no, and after that I have to write down the file name as a x.txt. So we will have one more file. Right, so let's try this thing. Yes, before that, any questions? Okay. Open SSL. Next, RSA. Next, in or text. Let's check this. Yes, text. It is text. After that, in. Text. In the file x.t. After that, right, no out. We don't want any of the output here. So no out. Okay. Let's verify this thing. OpenSSL RSA. I think I forgot to add the test here. And yes, now it is somehow readable, but still this one is in the hexadecimal form, and now it is easy for us to convert the hexadecimal into the ASCII value. Right. I will not convert this thing into ASCII right now, but now it is easy for you. You can convert this thing into the ASCII and you can read what is the inside the key. Right. No out, I write down no out. Instead of this, if I will write down out and x dot txt. Right. Then we have one more file and it is x.txt. Right. In the last x.txt. So let's open this file again. X.txt. Right. Again, this one is not readable, but this is how you can do all the things. Right. Now next one, we have to create the public key based on this private key. So for public key, openssl again, RSA, the private key as a input. Next, public out. This one is the parameter to generate public key from the private key. Right. This one is the parameter. And next, the same thing, output and the key. Let's do this thing. OpenSSL. Next, RSA, GE, and next, not GEN, we have to write down only the RSA, dash in the file x.key. Next, public out, pub out, right, pub out. This one we want as a output, right? And whatever name you want, let's say y.key. Okay. Now I will open this file y.key. This one is the public key. If you want to convert this here, right, the same command for converting the file into the text. No need to write down each and every time the same command. Just press the above arrow key and you have all the commands in the history. Right. So here the number 13973840393958 is the public key. Right. This one is the public key for encryption process. Clear up to this, how to generate the public key and the private key in the OpenSSL? Yes. First, online mode. Okay. So this one is the OpenSSL. How to now next you have to use this key in the encryption process, right? But this thing is not in our syllabus. Using the simplest command, using the simplest crypt tool, you can use both this key encrypts for encryption and for decryption, and easily you can encrypt any of the value. Right. Yes. As well as let me show you once more this thing in the our website. Go to this symbol, open it, more information, and here in the security tab we have this TLS underscore AES underscore 128. And if you want to see the certificate, then click on here, view certificate, and here we have all the details. Right. Issuer name, Google Trust Services LLC, validation, how many other domains use the same certificate. All the domains are from the Google's. Right. This is all the applications of the Google. Right. Look at this. RSA encryption using SHA secure hash algorithm 256-bit. Right. So this is all about the SSL. Look at this. Right. Key values here in the hexadecimal, same as our key value. Right. Okay. Now next. Next theory is S-tunnel. Right. It is not tunnel, it is S-tunnel, secure tunnel. Right. S for the security, and it is using the openssl. That's why we are using the S with the tunnel. Now, before going with this, I want to ask you some questions related to the VPN. Is it already discussed or pending? How VPN works? What is actually in the background of the VPN? No. Okay. So yes, from your side, I don't want the full name of the VPN. Right. I have the full name. I have the actual meaning of the VPN, virtual private network. Right. But the actual technical background I want from you. We are the engineers, and if someone is asking you what is the VPN, then you have to give the logical answers as well, right? Not only the full name. Yes. Anyone? How VPN works? Yes. Yes, please. In this theory, don't consider the Tor. Right. We are not discussing about the Tor browser or Tor VPN. We are just discussing about the simplest VPNs. Just connects to their server. Yes. Like it works like a middle path. Yes, good. You connect with their server and they just change your location to somewhere else. Okay, very good. Good. Divyansu, Harshit, you are also right. Okay, so let's discuss this thing first. For others, I will clear this thing. VPN. Right. Yes, give me one name of the VPN. Any of the Turbo VPN. Yes. Okay, we will consider the example of Turbo VPN. So here, this one is your device. Right. Let's take PC1. Inside this, we are using this Turbo VPN. Right. So if you are installing the Turbo VPN, it means you are installing the client version of the Turbo VPN. In each and every VPN service, two things are there. First one is the client, second one is the server. Right. So this one is the Turbo. Now you want to access this website 1337x.io. This one is the one of the torrent website. Right. Without the VPN in the India, we are not able to access this website. Right. So what we do? Just install the Turbo VPN, started the Turbo VPN. Now, what the Turbo VPN will actually do? This one is the client version. They have one server here, right? Server of Turbo. So Now, whenever you are trying to access the 1337X, right, this one is our internet. This one is our internet. Now, start the turbo first, right? When you start this turbo VPN, what it will do, it will create here one tunnel. Right. This one is the tunnel created by the our VPN client. Now, what this tunnel will do? This tunnel will encrypt the message or encrypt the URL. Right. So here I am sending here 1337x.io. Right. I am sending this. So our encryption process or Turbo VPN will convert this thing into 123.com. Just for example, right? This one is just for your understanding. It will convert 123.com, and after converting, it will send this request in the internet. Right? It will send this request in the internet. So now, government or our firewall will allow this thing. Right. It is allowed inside the rules, but this one is not allowed. Right. So now this request will go to the here server. Server will again decrypt this thing, and it will convert it into the 1337.io. Right. Now this the location of this server is in any of the free country. Right. Let's say that China. Whatever. Second thing is Israel. Third one is the Australia, France. So many countries are allowing to use the torrent websites. Right. So this server is now in this any of this country, and this one is now accessible. So the request will go here. The answer of this request will first come to the server. Again, now server will encrypt this thing, pass the encrypted message to the tunnel, and here it will decrypt the message, and we have our home page of 1337x, and we have here the search page. Right. So inside this tunnel, we have three different protocols. Inside this tunnel, we have three different protocols, and these protocols are right now we don't go for this protocol, right? But they are the IP secure protocols. They will secure your IP address. They will encrypt your message, and they will decrypt your message, right? It means it will wrap down your content, right? Same as the encapsulation process. I think you are aware of the encapsulation in the OOP. You already learned these things, right? So encapsulation process means it will wrap down your all the content, and after wrapping your content, it will send to the internet, right? Clear what is the VPN? Just 1 minute, guys. So it's okay. Okay, so any questions from your side related to the VPN? Okay. Yes.
Somebody is working any VPN company. So they have to set up their server then every company or they can just simply follow it.
Yes, good question. If someone is opening some of the VPN companies, then they have to create their server in a particular company, or they have to borrow the services from others, right? Both the possibilities are there. If you are financially strong, right, then you can create your office there, and you can set up your totally servers and data centers there. But if you are not that much of the strong, then you have to purchase the software as a service, means the cloud related services from the some of the companies from that particular company only, right? These are the two options.
But what if some illegal thing is doing for that VPN?
Yes, yes. So many illegal things are there, right, inside the VPN. And if in the India, right, if in the India we are, and some of the case or FIR is there, then government and the police will ask to the service provider, and service provider has to give the our original IP address to the government. Right. But without the FIR, this one is not possible. And all the companies which are doing their business inside the India, they have to give all the details whenever the government asks. Right, via legal form only, not orally. And yes, we will study all the IT related laws in the unit 4 after this unit. Right. So at that time you will get all these things. Yes. So back to the PPT. Now tunneling is wrapping data or packets of one protocol inside packets of a different protocol. Right. As I discussed that IPsec protocol and P2P layer protocol is there to hide your actual protocol and hide the actual data. When used in security context, the term is usually more specific to the practice of wrapping data or packets from an insecure protocol inside encrypted packets. It means we are using the encapsulation word for all these activities, right? And also we are using now onwards the tunneling as well, right? Also, in the computer networks, maybe you learn about the tunnel or tunneling, right? One theory is there inside the computer networks as a tunneling. So maybe you have the knowledge of the tunnel. Now, if any tunnel is relies on the open SSL, secure socket layer, or the TLS, and using this OpenSSL or TLS, if we are performing the cryptographic functions, then it is known as the S tunnel. Only after performing the cryptographic function using the OpenSSL, this tunnel is known as the S tunnel. Right. For this, first of all, uh, both the server and client has to obtain the OpenSSL certificate. Right, they have to obtain the OpenSSL certificate from the some of the third party, or they have to generate their own certificate as well. Right. So basically, this is all about the external. External is a proxy designed to add TLS encryption functionality to existing client and the server without any changes inside the program's code. Right. We are not altering any of the data inside the packet. We are not altering any of the content of the user. Just we are wrapping down the content. Just we are applying the encryption on the whole of the packet. Right. So this is all about the external. Yes. Here is the figure. This one is the figure. First one is the client and server. Right. Here.
Sir, external will be reliable or unreliable?
Reliable. It is based on the TCP connection totally. So it is reliable connection. Here, right. This one is the VPN connection with the client and the server. This one is the IP address of the server, and this one is the IP address of the client software. Right. Here in our case study, this one is the Turbo VPN, and if you are starting the Turbo VPN, then this one is the now your IP address. Right. This is how you can change your IP address. So this IP address and this IP address are from the same series only. Right. Look at this 10.8.0.1 and 0.6. Both are from the same series. Now this one is the port number assigned by the VPN. So this one IP address and this port number is known as the socket now. Yeah, so using this 10.8.0.6 and 1194, this one is now your new address, new system address. Right. After this, your content will go to the for openssl for encryption process. Now here, after encryption, they will again alter the port number. Now the port number is 9999. So basically any of the crypt analyst, or we can say if any of the hacker is there inside the communication channel, then they are not able to easily find out the particular service, right? Because all the services are working on the port number, and we are altering port number 2 times here. So it is difficult task for them to find out the exact service and exact content inside the communication channel. Now, after encryption, the data will be in the internet. So, at the end of the server, the whole process is in the reverse order. Right. The process is in the just reverse order. This is how our secure tunnel works, and this is how our VPN will work. Yes, those who have the Kali Linux in their system, uh, for them one task, just try the Open VPN inside the Kali Linux. Right. It is given by the Kali organization, Open VPN. So you have to check this thing. You have to try this, and after trying this thing, you have to give me the confirmation, like sir, it is working in my system or not. Right. And if any queries, any errors, then we will solve this thing. Right. Because this is needed, because if you will perform some of the attacks from the Linux, then you have to hide your identity. Right. That's why I am telling you to use the Open VPN. So many VPNs are available as well in the Kali, but it is pre-installed inside your system. That's why I am telling you to use this Open VPN. Okay. Up to this, any questions?
Sir, how does VPN get IP addresses? Like,
It will use NAT, the same network address translation scheme. They have one connection, right? They like if I am the VPN service provider, right? Then I have one internet connection. What I will do, I will assign virtual IP address, virtual NAT, right? It is VNet, known as the VNet. I will perform separation of this my IP address. After separating, what I will do, if I have 1000 download and if I have 1000 client, then I will assign this virtual IP address from 1 to 1000 to each and every person. And this is how they do. It is basically net. Using the all the routers, eyeball, Cisco, you can perform this thing. Not router, sorry, using the switch. Yes, one more thing. If in future you learn about the iOS, right? Not the Apple's iOS, the iOS from the Cisco, right? Then you will learn this thing. Cisco has one operating system to handle all the networking related devices, and this operating system is also known as the iOS.
I asked because sometimes we are using some VPN which says that this server is full. So actually, like for each and every server, they have different IP address, and they just divide it.
Hmm. uh, it's happened because almost all of us are using the free services, right? We never paid for any services to the VPN, and they have the limited slots, right? This is not only in the India, right? So many other countries are also banning this thing using the torrent and other things. That's why their server may be full because of the large number of users. Nothing is there. Yes, guys, any question? Study from home, work from home. No questions? Okay. So now onwards, we will learn about the some of the tools which are useful in the security testing purpose, for the VAPT purpose of the web applications and of the websites. Right. If I want to test any of the website or any of the web application, then these are the some of the tools. Actually, these are the categories of the tool. Based on the categories, we will learn so many different tools. So in the category from the bottom, database security scanning. The first one is the database related all the bugs and all the encryption and decryption process is also tested here in the database security scanning. Second one is the origin analysis software composition analysis. Third one is dynamic application security testing. Fourth one is the static application security testing. These two are as well important for us. In the bottom row, three things are useful to us: database, dynamic application, and the static application. Just skip the fourth one right now. It is not helpful to you because still we are in the learning process. Right. In the next layer, mobile application security testing. It will inside this we will learn about the Android as well as the iOS and the Windows based mobile devices. Next one is the interactive application security testing using the hybrid tools. Interactive means all of the gaming related applications, right? It will give you answer and it will give you the interaction properties as well. Next one is the cloud related functionalities here, application security testing as a service, right? In the third layer, correlation tools means some of the applications are working with each other, right? PDF, Adobe PDF, and the Microsoft Office. If I have Word document and I am converting this thing into PDF format, then it will by default now opening inside the Adobe Reader, right? So whenever the two or three tools are working with each other, at that time we will do this thing as well as this one is known as the iteration testing. Uh, I think you are currently studying the software engineering subject.
Yes.
Right. In the software engineering subject, in the unit 9, the types of the testing, in this subject you will learn this thing, how to test two different modules and how to test the final output from the two different modules. Next one is the test coverage analysis and above all, application security testing orchestration. This one is also not helpful to us right now. So now onwards, we will start from here. Z attack proxy. It is known as ZA proxy as well. Now, first thing, one simple task for you guys. You have to visit owasp.org, right? This website. This website. You have to research something on this website and you have to answer me some questions tomorrow, like what is this organization, what they do, why this one is important for us as a security person or as a VAPT person, right? Yes, write down this thing. What is this organization, what they do, why this organization is important for us. These three questions you have to give answer in our next lecture, in our tomorrow's lecture. Now, this one, ZAP, right? This one is open source and free available web application security scanner. It means it will identify the vulnerabilities inside the any of the website or any of the web application. Which type of the vulnerabilities? The top 10 threats given by the OWASP. Right. That's why I asked you to find out what is this organization, because this tool will give us so many details of any of the particular website. Right. And yes, maybe it is. Let's check in the Linux. It is pre-installed. Right. It is pre-installed inside your system. Yes. Right. Simple as GUI based tool. You have to just write down the URL. And yes, if you will start this tool right now in your system, then maybe it is the 2.9. The version of this tool is maybe 2.9. So what you have to do, just go to the terminal, write down apt get, write down apt get, update, and the name of the tool. Right. This is the universal command for update the pre-installed applications inside the Kali Linux. Right. So we will learn this thing, but before this, you have to update this thing in your system as well. Right. We will find out some of the vulnerabilities from the some website, and I will show you which type of the vulnerabilities are there and how the attackers can use this vulnerability and can exploit the all the data. And so those who have the Kali Linux, yes, so those who have the Kali Linux, you have to update this tool. Yes, questions from your side? Abhishek, Harshit? Okay, and others as well. Okay. Okay. EC1, please write down your enrollment number. EC2, PC1,